We are real estate experts.
We're the only realtors you'll ever need. Also, we're fun, and our friends are fun. Come on over to the open house.
We're rolling.
We're on a real estate podcast, the only real estate podcast you'll ever need. I'm Megan Malloy. This is my husband, John Thoms.
John Thoms.
We could act like we just ran into each other in the studio, but we've been basically staring at each other since before breakfast.
Yes.
But good to see you again.
Long time.
And we have one of my most illustrious friends, I think future collaborator on very lucrative real estate ventures.
Yes.
This is the one, the only Leann Lazar.
Hello.
She is amazing and dynamic. And we really brought our A team for the first few guests to try this thing out and make sure that we feel really comfy, cozy. Oh, wow.
We haven't gotten licensing yet, so I have to play the intro music.
Oh, wow. 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 That was so good. You were saving that?
I was. I worked on it all day. Thank you very much.
Your work is done. You're good. You're good now.
Thanks, John. Thanks for showing us.
Cheap opening music. On it.
So Leann Lazar is a divorce and relationship coach.
Oh.
She is getting her real estate license this month.
Yes.
She is someone who's always been in real estate.
Yes.
You have been around real estate. And you have friends that you were like, yes, that's a great idea.
Yes.
And then they got into real estate and now they're like top of the world.
Yes.
Oh,
some of the
absolutely.
biggest agents in New York City
Yes.
got talked into getting their real estate licenses by none other
Leann.
than Leann Lazar.
It was my early coaching days.
You were always a coach.
Yeah.
You were always a coach.
That's exactly
I've always
what it
been a
was.
coach.
You'll always be a coach. You're
Yes.
my friend who comes over and is like, your torso is too long for those pants. I can see your camel toe.
Wait, she says that to you? Whoa,
Yes.
yeah, wow.
She knows how to dress for a body type.
Changed to
She knows
different
how to
type.
choose. She knows how to sort of curate a very balanced and wonderful life. And being her friend is the best and most valuable coaching I have ever gotten, let alone for free. Let alone for free.
I love it.
Especially during the early days with the kids, remember?
Yes, I mean so much
When
advice.
we were
because
knee-deep
her
with
kids are
babies.
ahead of mine, and basically she's the best mom in the world. So she gave
she
me a
can
lot
say,
of.
what is that with like the right amount of flair and empathy that makes it work.
I don't listen to many people.
I say, what is that? What is that?
Well,
and
I
then you
also
say,
think-
you don't like it? And then I'm, in the doghouse. So that's
I'm usually the person in friendships who gives advice. Mm-hmm. And it's like she's the dom and I'm the sub. Like it's the one friendship where I really will take the advice from you. I'm like, no, she's doing a lot right. I'm going to listen.
yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You could be my sub.
It's a fun role reversal for me. I was tired of being a dom. It's exhausting. You have to come up with new ideas all the time.
So what's your game plan? You're going to be on our team.
I will be.
We're so excited.
I'm so happy. I mean, honestly, truthfully.
Yeah.
I have literally been in real estate for a long time.
Yeah.
Started in New York with a couple of girls, and we got our licenses. It's a funny story, by the way. Myself and two other girls, two blondes, I was the brunette, and we had this idea that we're only going to work together, brand new, straight out of the gate, in diapers, right?
Right.
Nice.
And so we all three went in together to every interview and said, it's the three of us or zero.
Oh, I love it. Three's company.
And what happened was, and I don't think this real estate agency's around anymore, but we happened to sign with Bond first, so we called ourselves the Bond Girls.
Oh, how cute!
That's
what
awesome.
a great idea!
It was
The
so
Bond
fun.
Girls. I love
That
it.
was in the early. Yeah, when was
that?
It was actually in 2009.
Oh, okay.
2009.
Wow.
Still a
started
while
it.
ago.
It was
And
I
that
love
was-
the idea of the Bond Girls. I love a little gimmick.
It was
if
so
works.
great.
People kind of respond to a gimmick.
They
right?
were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is great."
Yeah.
And
just
so we
do-
did that, and then we kind of moved around a little bit, and then started having kids, and things kind of shifted, and then I came out to LA. So
And so
Well,
when
also
you
you
got
bought
to LA,
and sold your own properties.
bought and sold
You've been a buyer
multiple
and a
properties,
seller. Yeah.
condops, co-ops,
Yeah.
houses.
You name it.
So when you
Yes.
got to LA, you were like, "This is more than 1.5 miles across, and it's more than 6 miles." And
Yes.
then now
Yeah.
what?
Exactly.
And so
Well, yeah, landed here, and
Yeah.
with my then ex-husband and little kids in tow. However,
Brave.
you guys,
That was a brave move.
Oh yeah,
it was brave, but you guys
That's
are
true.
the
We
ones
forgot
that
your
helped.
client.
Yeah,
You
we
were-
found we looked at it. It was your 40th birthday, and we were looking at your
On
place
FaceTime.
on
Yeah,
FaceTime all together.
Yes.
That's
and they
true.
picked it. That was it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a
done.
wrap.
It was a wrap, and then we moved
Right down
in,
the
I think,
street.
like a week later.
Oh my gosh, you guys were so brave.
That's
It was
true,
such a
yeah.
great move for you guys, though. It was such a good idea.
It was.
Right?
Yeah.
It was.
You never looked back on that decision, moving to LA.
No,
Yeah.
I will tell you, I love New York City.
Yeah,
It-
me
It
too.
is just
It's-
my,
yeah.
You're such a New Yorker.
I'm an East Coaster. Like
That's why I love
yeah.
you.
I
I mean,
So
it's
much
like a lot.
energy when you get off, when like you get out of the cab or you get off the subway. As soon as you hit the street,
Yeah, so dynamic.
It is.
Such a
but you
special
know what?
place.
I think the time that I spent there was okay. I'm done.
I think you did it right.
I did it.
It's good to
It's
do.
great.
I also,
Yeah.
there was a certain tipping point where if I hadn't nailed it already, gallivanting around New York City at a certain age, it probably the luster would have probably felt a little more worn anyway. Like the rom-com version of me in my early 20s who has like a perfectly lavender
Sex and the City
apartment and lots of wine on hand and suitors. I feel like, it might not hit the same way with 3 kids and a husband in the rom-com
Well, it did not hit the same way with 2 kids. I'll tell you. 2 kids,
Wow.
a double stroller, and the closest park that you had to step over a homeless person was not conducive to it the way I wanted
the
to
quality
go.
of life is
Quality of
at
life.
a certain point you're making concessions.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
well, I always, what did we figure out? We did the math one time and we figured out that we needed $3 million in the bank after purchasing the property
to live in New
to
York.
live in Manhattan, like
To do it the way you'd wanna
in
do it.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
want to live like to live
Yeah.
right there. But I had a buddy who went to work for a photographer many years ago in New York, and he literally lived in a hallway.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
He
Now.
lived.
You'd have to
he-
sort of
everybody-
Marie Kondo your apartment, and I think we all know that, like maybe like spatial relations of like how to put like a bookshelf next to like a perfectly organized tiny closet
Of
would not
course.
be my strong suit.
Right.
But you
Yeah.
have a skill set that comes from living in small spaces in New York.
Yes,
honestly,
it's sort of like
Oh,
a spidey
yeah.
sense of how
It-
to fit things.
absolutely
Right?
it's Jenga.
It's Jenga.
It's apartment
It's
Jenga.
apartment Jenga.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Tuck
and it's
it all
trial by
in.
fire. I mean,
Yeah.
it's either in a new nook or it's out on the street.
Yeah.
Right?
It so is. But I remember in those days, you could still get an apartment that was an actual 1-bedroom for a decent amount. Now,
What
all
would
the
it be? What would
I
it
think
be?
at the time,
Could
it
you get
was
something for $5 back then? No.
Yeah, you could. You
and
could.
now it's what, like 1-1?
On
Is
the
it
main-
1-1 for
on
a
the main
one-bedroom?
island.
Yeah, it depends.
No,
Where you
no,
are.
I just mean rentals.
Oh, rentals.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, okay.
New York is such a huge rental market,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I remember in the rent.
I mean, so many people making a fortune in just renting too.
I don't
There's
think you
no
can get
snobbery
anything-
about renting. It's like everybody.
it's different from LA.
Everybody's
because there's
just
nothing under $1 million.
No.
There's nothing under almost $2 million.
Right.
Right.
Truly.
Right.
And what has been interesting to not be living there anymore
Yeah.
is to see just the migration out from the actual, Manhattan itself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All over into the burbs. Because when I lived there, I was like, I don't really leave the island unless I go to the airport. I mean,
Right.
that was what
You were
it kinda
there,
was.
firmly
You were
planted.
Well,
there. You were
it's
doing
like
different
that New
things.
Yorker drawing. Remember the one there with the
Yes.
Hudson River, and then it was like, what did
Nothing.
it say? Nothing. Like,
And that's now Jersey.
Nothing. Everything else.
Everything
the
else.
east was the Hamptons, and Long
Well, what about the
Island,
fact
and-
that even since you left, every neighborhood has caught on. Every
Oh, yeah.
neighborhood has caught on.
Yep.
Every dumpy
Oh, yeah.
upstart
Huge.
of a neighborhood has become gentrified and
Absolutely.
completely.
I
When
remember
Whole Foods moved
meatpacking.
into the
Dumb
Lower
Lower.
East Side,
Yeah,
you're
Lower
like,
East.
wow,
Yeah.
prices have really changed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
No, it's really something. I mean, the same fallacy in LA where it's like anything that's like at all affordable eventually becomes unaffordable.
Well,
Right?
we're seeing
Well-
it right now where we live, right? With
Yeah.
the expansion into NoHo, into like
Yep.
Cass Valley Village
Poor
and all those
NoHo.
things.
NoHo. I've been
Well,
rooting
'cause
for
it doesn't-
NoHo for years.
years.
For years. It's like the little NoHo that could.
I know.
And it got slowed down a lot by the pandemic, right? A lot by the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's now back up and running. I live in Studio City and I do a lot of my shopping and stuff. I like to kind of have the variety of going into NoHo. I don't need to just live in some little hamlet called Studio
Well,
City
it's
with
the
Jones
other-
on Third. I can get my hands dirty. I
I
can get
know.
in there.
But it's the
I can
option
be
of
young
like
and cool.
doing like an 1,100 square foot house, which is not huge, But I mean, if you do that with a little yard, rather than move to Riverside,
Right.
Yes.
you know what I mean?
true.
Yeah.
It makes more sense to just gentrify. I mean, I don't know what the word gentrify really
I mean, so
Does
there's
anybody-
like a
no, but does anybody know
overpriced
what it
coffee
really-
and like a tapas,
But
not
that's what it's
topless,
come to
tapas
mean.
bar.
But it's like
Yeah, they're moving those out. That is not gentrification.
Tapas.
Yeah.
T-A-P-A-S.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it makes more sense. Like people, I mean, even we talk to people all the time that are like, I can't afford anything in LA. I'm gonna move to Apple Valley, and you're like, why?
I also like for me, I just
go a
think
little
it's so
bit
important.
smaller and stay a little closer.
I just
that
think
Because
for
then you're
certain
driving.
career choices too, the optics are not great. It's like
No.
you gave up on LA. Like if you were kind of an LA based, like us with
Well,
real
when you
estate,
live
it's
in-
important that we live kind of in the mix.
Yeah,
Right.
you
Even
have
if
to.
it's
If
in
you
a
live in-
cardboard box.
if you
It's got to
live
be in the mix.
Apple Valley, you live in Apple Valley. You don't feel like you live in LA anymore.
No, and people
Even
don't
though,
view it. Well,
according to my parents, that is LA. Like
Yeah.
they
Well-
bought me a ticket home one time from John Wayne Airport, and they're like, "We bought you a ticket home, and it got you to the airport. You sent me the ticket."
don't
I
buy
was
me
like,
any more tickets.
Oh my god, I
Don't
got
buy
to
me
Take
any
me
more
3 hours to get
tickets.
there.
But
I
it's
did that once when I first moved to LA. I booked myself a flight from John Wayne. It's a hike.
It is a.
It's not LA.
And if you look at it on a map, really
doesn't-
not that far.
it
It doesn't
doesn't-
look that far.
No, it doesn't
And
look
my
that
parents
far.
are like, I've commuted longer
That's the
than
part.
that.
That's
to-
a big learning curve for people, don't you think? Like the back
Oh,
timing
yeah.
of being places.
Oh,
I remember
yeah.
when I first moved to LA, I babysat for
Yeah.
who's now my voiceover agent, still my dear friend. But I used to babysit for them. They lived in Westwood, and I lived in West Hollywood. And I would look on the map and be like, "Oh,
It's right there,
It's like head over in my
Westwood.
sweatpants
Oh,
in
yeah.
20 minutes," and I'd be late every time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
No.
just like didn't really understand that
Take
what it
forever.
looks like is not what it is.
Well, no, but that's why it's so important to have everything where you live and where you
Yes.
want to live, which
Right.
is to your point, right?
Yeah.
I love
Well,
this area. I
one of the-
absolutely
Well, John
love
always
it.
maintains that people who love LA, because I think
Oh,
it's funny,
big
people have
time.
such a like crazy conception of LA because they don't realize what a sprawl it is and how there are all these tribes within LA. And
Correct,
it's such a
yes.
different experience. I mean, you could have another family in another zip code and nobody would know. I mean,
Well,
it's really giant.
I used to come
But
to
people
LA
who love
from
LA
San Diego, and
Yeah.
I would talk to as many people as I could because I knew I was going to move to LA, and I would ask them, "Do you love LA?" And one person would be like, "I hate this. I hate this." Yeah, and they'd be like, "Where do you live?" And they'd be like, "Santa Monica and Western," and you'd be like, "Oh." And then you talk to somebody else, and they'd be like, "I'd be like, do you like LA?" And they'd be like, "I love this city. I love this city."
And
Where do
9
you
times
live?
out of 10, Beachwood Canyon.
Yeah.
It was
And so
always
I was like,
Beachwood
I have to
Canyon.
move to Beachwood Canyon. So
That's
I-
how you got there.
I went to the coffee shop, Bourgeois Pig, which is no longer there, unfortunately.
Oh, that was a great coffee shop.
And I asked the barista how she found an apartment around there because she said I live right up the street, and I was like, "How did you find it?" She said, "There's a little corkboard up by the market that has handwritten
Little
3.5
index
by
cards.
5
Yes. So
things,"
cute.
and that's
Yeah.
how I found my apartment. He had never advertised it anywhere.
So quaint.
It was on Primrose. It was
Well, and this
amazing.
gives you an
remember.
idea of what a shithole my apartment was on Fountain. I thought he had a 1-bedroom apartment, and you would have thought it was the Taj Mahal. I was like, I was desperado. Also, he was recently divorced and had like, there were storyboards written in pencil on the wall. It was very
a
rustic,
creative place.
creatively very rustic.
a
There was
lot
like a
of-
car seat in the place of like an easy chair in the living room.
There was this.
There was a light box for a coffee table, and I was like, you know what? I mean, it really
It
gives you
works.
an idea of how bad Fountain was for me.
There
Where
was
I was
a-
like, this is a palace.
No, but I could.
Sign me up.
I could put a
I'm
shotgun.
a gold digger.
I could. I'm a gold.
Well, it was like a nice 1-bedroom apartment in a beautiful residential neighborhood where
It was the last-
houses probably start
it's like-
now at about $2 million.
Yeah,
you
it was
know.
like one of the last apartments up the hill.
It was the holdout.
Yeah.
And I used to be able to put a shotgun microphone toward the Hollywood Bowl and put it through my speakers and hear whatever
the Hollywood
concert.
Bowl.
Oh,
was
that's
on.
really cool.
romantic.
Yeah.
This is
It
how
was.
you always wonder how he got me, right?
Yeah.
This is how he got me.
Yeah.
It
The
was
light
it.
box.
He had
The
a
light
few-
box in the 1-bedroom.
He had a few
Yeah.
tricks.
Oh, yeah,
and
it was
a big
amazing.
credit line.
Yeah.
It's like, it's on me.
Well, I
It's on
remember
me.
when we came, we were in Brent, on, what was it?
Oh, when you stayed with your
Yes.
friends.
Well, no, we
Oh
did the
wait,
home
yeah,
swap.
yeah. You were up on Durand, right? Or,
Yes.
was it
Oh,
Durand?
you were in that neighborhood. That was
We
gorgeous.
were in that neighborhood,
Yes.
remember?
Yes.
It was the beginning.
It was the Law and Order
of-
actor. You guys swapped. It was
beginning
brilliant.
of the
We
move.
did.
Yeah.
That's
How
when,
long were you there? I can't.
Well,
you were
we
there a
did the
couple
home
months?
swap when that was like a big deal.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
swapped. It was an acting couple, and she was shooting in New York.
Right.
Aaron was shooting here.
Yes.
And both our babies were like a year old, and
Yeah.
we just left each other's stuff. And
It was
just,
perfect. You had the security gates and everything.
Yep, Beechwood. It was
I remember
amazing.
Julian. I can't
Come on,
believe the
be
age on him
honest.
now. He was really running around in a diaper.
Yeah,
He was so
he
Did
started
you ever go
walking.
through their stuff?
No.
Rummage
God, I'd
through
be
their
so
stuff?
curious.
Come
No.
on.
I love that
Find a
place.
key that opens that weird
No,
drawer, and you're just
no,
like.
no.
So wait, how long were you there though?
I think
3
we were
months or
there
something?
Something happened with
Three.
someone's career that changed and shortened it, right? Somebody
She
wanted
had
to
come
come
back
back.
'cause she was pregnant.
Yeah.
And the irony is, I was pregnant and I didn't know.
Wow.
Oh, God,
So
you
we
guys
went
were
back
on the
to-
same trajectory.
Yeah,
Do
we
you
went
ever
back
keep
to
in
New York.
touch with them or no? No. That was
No.
like a moment
Where
in
were
time.
we were in West Hollywood then.
We were in the palace.
Yeah,
What do you
it
mean?
was-
We were in the palace.
Oh
It was
yeah, we were
before
in the
you guys.
palace.
We were in
It
the
was
one
before
bedroom
you guys were
palace.
married, actually. So
Yes.
it goes.
And
it goes long.
We've known each other a
Yeah.
long time.
But we
Yeah.
literally lived like we would walk past that house all the time when we lived over there. That was our.
It was
we would
great.
call them
That
fight
was-
hikes.
Yeah.
We'd start out fighting. Remember these?
We
Yeah.
always fought. It makes me realize we always fought.
No, we call it. We'd
Nothing
be
new
like,
under the sun.
You want to do a fight hike? And we would literally start out, and then we walk up to Durand or across, and then down Beechwood. And by the time, and there's like 9 sets of community stairs, so you have all these
Yes,
great
yes.
little
People,
spots.
must have been quite a
Magical.
sight.
There's
Two people
magical
maniacally
little
yelling at each
garden
other.
in there. Oh yeah, yelling the whole time.
And by the end, we had it. Usually, we
By
put a
the end-
nice bow on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
End
you
up
go.
at Birds.
Yes.
Birds
Yes.
cures all that ails anyone ever. Said anyone ever.
Yeah, said
And then
every-
Have you ever been to Birds? You would love
Yes,
that place.
I think
yeah,
so.
they live right.
Got
We were
some
right there.
Damn
Yeah.
good chicken.
But I thought I
Yeah.
think that was our perception of moving to LA because that was when the itch started. Is
Yeah.
when
Oh,
about
when it-
that
Oh
time.
yeah, that was a
Oh,
good
we're
entry.
coming back,
That was a
we're
good
coming back.
entry level place to be like, this is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna be in here.
Yeah, we like this.
We like it. So
Well, and again, Beechwood Canyon. Like
Mm-hmm.
I have the most amount of people that I've met in LA that love this city
we're Beechwood.
were Beechwood Canyon. Even if they lived
sort of a
there and then
magical
moved
place.
somewhere else, or lived there and went to
Yeah.
Topanga.
It's
or
so
went there and
central
then-
though. I mean, if you think
It is.
about it, especially in this industry and just, in the entertainment business and whatever.
Yeah.
You right down the hill, you're in Hollywood, you
Yeah.
can go out, you can do
The best
anything.
of both. You have
Yeah.
the privacy and you have the access, right?
Absolutely.
You're going to
Absolutely.
be such a good realtor.
Oh, she is.
You really are.
Super.
So
I'll tell
amazing.
you why. You are very sincere and trustworthy, and I also just think a huge part of real estate, besides knowing a lot, which you'll know more and more, and be great at that part of it, I have no doubt. But people believe you. I think you're someone people trust and believe.
Well,
Yeah.
I
she's
really think that's a
believable.
giant part of it.
Well, I'm very transparent.
Yeah.
You
don't mince words and you don't
no,
hold back.
and because
you
I'm a
don't-
coach, I am able to listen.
Do it in a
Yeah.
positive way.
I'm
which
able
is-
to listen to people, which is what a lot of people don't do. They don't listen
Right.
to what someone wants and what
That's
they're
true.
looking for.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
Yes.
No, I just, it's crazy.
No, the
I-
listening thing is huge.
It is huge
is.
because, like we've talked about before, when someone's purchasing something or when they're looking and they are putting down roots, right?
Yeah.
And it's really important to know why and what they're looking for. And,
It's everything.
it is everything.
Yeah.
They might want the house that with the white picket fence because it was the end of the street when they were growing up and that's their image.
Right.
It could be something else. It could be the condo, whatever.
Yeah.
It's
I find
even-
people, it means a lot to people when they're listened to in those small details of choosing a home and narrowing it down.
Yeah.
Oh,
because it
incredibly.
can be an overwhelming process without that kind of nuance.
yes.
And I feel like
Right.
the listening thing really sets apart the men from the boys in terms of the capability as
Well,
like a,
I agree.
yeah.
I agree. And they feel heard.
Yes.
Which is true. I mean, when you're listening to someone and you're saying, oh, well, these seem to be the important factors for you.
Yes.
Well, you
And they're like,
incorporate it
"Oh."
into the whole idea of when you look at a place and you're like, oh my God, this is exactly what.
Yes.
There's been times where
Well-
we're like, oh my God. And it doesn't necessarily wind up on the search, but it's something we see or something, brokers open
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh my God, you got to go see this.
Yeah.
This is exactly
It can
what
happen.
you're
It
looking
can
for.
be
And
real
then they're
estate
like,
magic like
this is
that.
perfect.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
because-
Well, we
it's
do a new
wonderful.
thing with clients with listings. We went to one. We had a listing appointment where they said, I thought it was a slam dunk. I had the comps ready. I did not prepare an elaborate listing presentation because I knew the woman. We had sold the condo next door to her. It's a very special building. We did a great job with the next door neighbor. I thought I sort of had it in the bag. So I didn't over prepare. And then I was shocked. It was very humbling. She said, I went with another agent. I said, may I ask what made your decision for you? She said, I'm just old fashioned. He came with a binder. I said, well, next time I'm going to. So now I do a new thing where I ask the people.
We now have created the first page of our listing presentation.
No, but now I do ask people going in. I ask
exciting.
people what they are looking for in an agent.
Yes.
If I know I'm going in with multiple agents to interview for the job, give me as much intel as I can glean to do the best foot forward I can.
Absolutely.
Right. That's a new thing I do. What are you looking for?
Yeah.
Which is
because
interesting.
I can be that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it's really kind of a sad day in Studio City.
Why?
Because George Clooney just sold his.
Did he sell?
Yes, 14.5 Iredell.
Wow.
Yes.
Sold it. And
I used to walk in Fryman every day
Same.
thinking I could get a glimpse of
I
him.
know. I heard the basketball playing multiple times.
You heard the bouncy
yeah,
ball?
that's right.
Yes, yes.
A
But
girl
also
can dream.
the,
Maybe invite me in for a lemonade.
I know. It was just that lovely, like, she.
Maybe we'd run into each other.
We have
I
a
know.
mutual friend that was invited by a friend to go play basketball, and it wound up being at Clooney's house. And,
Wow.
And he was there, and he was like the most.
He got into that inner sanctum.
The whole thing, not the house, not the real estate, not the enormous size of the lot. He thought the fact that there was like 7 vending machines on courtside.
Oh, geez.
That was
One
what
with
got him
water.
fired up.
Wow.
One with water, one
I
with
do
like
li-
games,
priorities.
one
I
with
do like snacks.
yeah,
I like a snack.
I like
But
it.
guess
like
who was
myself
on
a snack.
the buy side? On the
Who?
our buddy
Do we have a buddy?
D's.
Oh, he was the agent.
Yeah, he was the
Oh,
agent
that's
on the buy
great.
side.
Wow, that's
I wonder
awesome.
who bought it. Also, I wonder where George is headed. Is he
Neither
just
one of them
full-time
commented
Lake
on the
Como?
story. They didn't.
No, but I mean, where would George
He's
go?
out. He's like, I did my part.
Yeah.
I did
out.
enough to make Studio City sexy. I'm
Yes.
moving on.
I'm moving on. I'm moving on.
But it's
well, that
such a
neighborhood
huge lot
is
that-
definitely
It's
like
gorgeous.
you can
Oh,
every
yeah.
time you walk, they're doing a new construction
Yeah.
on over there.
The
It's-
neighborhood.
Even the flag
it's
lot.
growing.
was
Amazing.
doing-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that neighborhood.
I
Well,
love
there's
it.
one.
What's your favorite neighborhood in LA? Like, if you could. Okay, so let's play a game. I give you 8 million.
Okay,
8
8 million.
Okay, no less, because 8 million you could it's too easy.
8
No,
million.
no.
I would.
I'm gonna give you a weird number.
You what?
I'm gonna
You
give you
wouldn't what?
4.8.
4.8.
4.8.
4.8.
So it's not
Oh,
enough
no.
to just be like willy nilly all over the map. You might not be at the beach.
I
Put a
might-
million
the
in
beach.
a. Does it all have to go to the house?
Well, no,
No.
that's my spending budget.
That's your nut.
That's
your
my
big
nut.
I'm just trying to
amount.
figure out what
I'm
you're-
only doing one lump sum payout, guys.
No,
So
no,
you're
no,
not getting
no.
there. No installments.
Are we doing 1 million in Acorn and then the rest goes to the house? Like, what are we doing? Okay, go ahead.
I should definitely
No.
call a financial advisor for at least $1 million of it.
Right,
I
yeah,
know. For me, I don't know. Something about just around Mulholland.
Ooh,
Oh.
interesting.
Like where Danny McBride, that neighborhood. Oh, you like that neighborhood?
I really like.
Well,
because-
you've arrived. You're up high.
I know.
Rarefied air.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Altitude.
like those neighborhoods as long as they have a flat street, like Briarwood.
Yeah.
You know that neighborhood?
Yeah.
That's another
Yeah.
Yeah,
neighborhood.
that is
Yeah.
nice.
Like your kids can be out in the street, and
Yeah,
it's really
it's like a
not
flat-
a throughway
a
to
flat.
anywhere. So it's like
Well, what I
There's-
like about it up there, I'm just being here now for 7 years that I've been here. I really like the height of the view.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
And I mean, I do.
It is sort of a majestic
It's
thing to wake up to
majestic.
every morning.
And I also like
Yeah.
La Cagnotta.
Oh, I like La
Ooh.
Cagnotta. I like
La
the schools.
Cagnotta.
Like they nail the
Montrose.
schools 10 out of
They
10 all the way
do.
through.
They
with the
do.
black cow.
And beautiful air. The air
Montrose.
feels
Yeah,
cleaner.
it's
Our favorite
nice.
pet
And the
store in
views are
Montrose.
pretty awesome.
It's gorgeous there.
yeah, over
Yeah.
in Montrose.
Montrose is great too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think my choice being around, kind of where we are up near
Closer.
Mulholland
Yeah.
is
You could get a better house in La Cagnotta, but yeah.
You
this
could.
Is, this is closer to me. We're trying to
But
sell
you can
houses.
get-
we're trying to
This
sell
is-
houses.
I need you to be
but
down
I
the
like
street.
the
Yeah,
idea
yeah.
that I can, be in the city a little bit. I'm also close to the beach.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pache adjacent.
I love it. Yes. But you know what? I may do a smaller condo and then get something down towards Manhattan Beach.
You're allowed to
If
divvy it up.
I would
allowed.
maybe do
Yeah,
like
a little pied a terre in the
Manhattan
city
Beach.
and then the beach compound.
There's
I
some
would
cool
do
neighborhoods
Toluca
there.
Lake. That's a plot twist.
I
Are you shocked?
love- no,
Toluca Estates. I'll get the
I
cheapest
love-
one. I'll get the fixer.
I love Toluca Lake.
right near Mark
Toluca
Cherry.
Lake?
Yep.
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 I would do
You're gonna.
Toluca.
I like
at
Toluca
that.
Estate.
4.8?
I like that street.
Well, it'd be a fixer. I'd have to get chicken involved.
4.8, yeah.
I'd get
At
Natalie
4.8,
in the
you're gonna get to Luca Drive.
Yeah, it's the entry level.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They might have a
It's
couple
the-
bathrooms.
it's the
It's the
ADU
one that-
of Mark
No,
Cherry's
it's-
house.
They might have a couple of bathrooms if
You know,
you're
you can-
dating.
You know, you
Just
can
a spoiler.
sell-
There might
you
be
can-
avocado cabinetry.
But you know, you can sell that now. The ADU separately from the house.
I know, isn't that
Isn't that
something?
crazy?
really cool.
Yeah.
We haven't sold ours
So you
yet.
could maybe buy Mark Cherry's ADU
Yeah.
for.
That's insane. I have a friend that
4.2.
just moved up to Montecito.
Oh, beautiful. Speaking of
Outfitted-
rarefied air.
Oh God,
What's the entry level?
gorgeous
What's the
up
entry level
there.
price there?
Well, he got it a
3,
few years
4?
ago. No, I think
More.
he got it for a little under 2.
Oh, he did all
It was
right.
after the fires.
Oh, that was what we call
Fire
a fire
sale.
sale.
Yeah.
For opportunity.
Literally different in California, right?
a fire
Fire
sale.
sale's different.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's
I got
crazy.
it and outfitted the ADU because he up there will be able to get like 4,000 or 5,000 a month.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
I
No,
bet.
those
Yeah, I mean,
rents.
also there's like a housing deficit. Like
Yes.
you have
Well,
the
it's
monopoly, right?
Montecito.
It's Montecito. It's
I mean, I'm not worried
beautiful.
about
The
anyone.
lots are a little
I'm not
big.
worried about
But
anyone.
you know, it's a little north
You
from
could-
I need
us.
to stop worrying about people who are more successful than I am. I do
Yeah,
that a lot.
yeah.
I'm like, I hope they're okay. And it's
I
like, well,
watched
no one's
one-
worrying about me.
I just watched a YouTube.
I wish people would stay up at night worrying about me the way I worry about like
Other people.
celebrity, like
Yeah.
people who have arrived. Like,
Yes.
why am I so worried?
There was one in Montecito. I watched a YouTube, and they're I think they're Compass agents, and they do all these videos of walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was on this bluff. It was beautiful, overlooking all, and it was like 35 million.
Yeah.
And it was almost a teardown.
Yeah, the dirt.
It was dirt.
And
It's a
it was like,
project.
oh my God!
It
I don't
is
think
so
I actually
pretty
should
up there.
check on it. It probably didn't sell. For
I love Santa Barbara. I mean, now I'm getting away from my.
Do you know
I'm
what
getting away
the-
from my
What
goals.
about
No, no.
Goleta?
It's a little far, but I love
Honestly,
it.
though, it's beautiful. It's just foggy.
Yeah.
What?
Do
Santa
you
Barbara?
not like that?
I want to have some
It
sun.
feels sad.
I
like
kinda-
a little sad and misty.
But
I
that's
kind of want to
Man-
go south sometimes.
Wait, that's
Yeah.
Manhattan Beach too. That's Santa Barbara.
The marine layer. The marine layer
Santa
makes me feel
Monica,
a little
Manhattan Beach.
like a little bluesy sometimes. I wouldn't want it all the time.
I think that's why the valley and where we are in Studio
it
City
keeps my
just over the
serotonin
hill,
up just enough.
It's always sunny
Well, you
here.
Yeah,
see it.
it really
you
is.
see the
You see it.
marine layer hit the side of the hill, and it's like creeping over the hill,
Yep.
but then it's gone.
I was watching Chloe Savigny, who's such a New Yorker and like so edgy and cool.
Yes,
She's such a vibe.
I love her.
She was doing a funny interview. She's like very flat and deadpan, and she's like, "Oh my god." She was saying about the valley. She's like, "Oh, it's just so bright."
She's totally right.
It's so true.
She
So
just
bright.
needs sunglasses. That's
really
all.
bright.
Better
I love it
sunglasses.
though.
Yeah.
I
you
love
know.
it though.
The
And-
valley hits
Yeah.
better when you're rested and hydrated.
well,
Oh yeah, yeah.
it's very
And
true.
maybe,
but it
you
hits,
know,
It's not a place to be
it definitely
hungover.
hits
A
better
little
than
east, southeast.
foggy and gray.
I
'cause
just
that-
think that's a
no.
little too introspective for me.
Yeah.
especially on a
It's a
daily
little-
basis.
It's a little too moody for me.
Well,
I have enough to tackle. I don't need to add atmospheric funk.
Well,
No,
this year
absolutely
it
not.
came earlier than June. It's usually June gloom, but it was like a month earlier.
an early
and it was-
surprise.
I think it's just been
and it
hanging out with
stayed
all of the
like that.
weather
Like
all
it's
over
like
the place.
I
London
think you're
weather in
right.
Santa Monica, and you're like,
Wait, so
wait,
where
I
are we
didn't
all
move here
living?
for
How
that.
are we launching this giant real estate career together? You are living where? Are we splitting up? Where are you going?
What do
Where are
mean?
you going with your 4-8?
Oh, my 4.8.
Because apparently we have 13-4.
Yeah.
Right? We have
Probably
3
would.
4-8s.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I wonder who this benefactor is.
I know.
We must have sold
I
a lot
would
of
think-
houses
Feels
last
like
year.
we did. We did.
Exactly.
So I'm going to Toluca. I can be the home base. We'll do the office. We'll do the home office in Toluca.
Okay. And
Should
I'll
that
be on the hill.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I'll
you'll be upstairs.
Yeah.
So I'll be up. I can wave to you.
Yeah.
I want to probably. You know what? I'm fine right here.
Oh,
I'm
isn't that
fine
sweet?
right
Home
here.
is where the
Yeah.
heart is.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, we bought.
It's only in LA
the
can you
biggest
live in a
dump
$2
we could
million
find.
dump.
I would not say it's a dump. Thank you.
Well,
We've been chipping away at it.
Yeah. It's
There's
been
still a bathroom
lifelong.
with pink tile.
My
So
parents.
we're not there yet.
My parents bought a farmhouse that was that had no insulation. It was like just a tiny. It was a 2-story farmhouse, and they added an addition, and they did all this stuff, and they literally finished it like the day before escrow closed when they sold it.
Oh wow.
So it was years of projects.
It's a Picasso.
Yes.
Yes.
It's
Work
never
rate
over.
is
And
never.
What would we
owner
aspire to?
got a heck of
if
a
we
deal.
ran out of work?
Yeah, because of how much work they put into it. So yes, the amount of work. At some point, I'm gonna pay somebody in point.
I
That's
really
what
want a
wanna
pool.
do.
Now my kids can swim.
Yeah.
Pools are great.
It was risky. It was touch and go until Holden
Yeah.
could swim, and now it's like that would be a really great thing in the Valley. I just can't believe the Valley doesn't have more. Like you can pay money and have like that Braemar Country Club is out in the hinterlands, too far for me. But like a version of that closer would clean up.
I know.
I'd pay a couple thousand a summer and just
Absolutely.
enjoy my life.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's so arid here. I don't understand why we don't have more of that. Maybe it's the real estate. We don't have enough room. I don't know.
Lakeside.
Probably.
We could
I
do
haven't
it.
really sorted it. It's as
We got a
mysterious
referral
as
to
why there's so much
Lakeside.
sushi on Ventura. It's the same.
It's
goes
so
in
much.
the same category.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
And when
is,
they
there
were-
is there a lake? Is there a water
Wait, that
source
close?
of water that
Are we
I'm
that
missing?
close?
Can I join that source of water and dive in?
Well,
Exactly. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and they were when you have kids that are young, you can just bring them to the super silly funland. Remember up at the
Oh
top
yeah,
of the
that
hill.
was, we were so desperate.
And now they look at it and they're like,
we all went in our bathing suits and we're like, just spray us.
Yes.
It's just so hot. Just spray me. Spray
Yeah.
me down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time
Yeah.
is it? I feel like we're keeping you.
"Oh, what time's lunch?
I think it's time. I'm always ready.
What's for lunch?"
What's for lunch?
Don't
Yeah.
ask me.
Well, I'll just say
They-
I'm really, really excited to
I'm so
come on
thrilled.
board with you guys.
I think you and I are
so
going
are
to
we.
be on a world domination tour together.
Yes.
yes, we
I
will.
think
Nobody
so.
says no to us.
No.
Nobody.
Right.
No.
Salt
Wait,
and pepper.
who's going to be
Salt
on?
and pepper.
Am I salt? I guess I am.
Did you say
I'm
you
salty.
guys are going to be on a
We're going on a world tour.
Yeah.
You're back of the
All
house.
of
You're
them.
back of the house.
back of the house?
Back of the house.
You're like
Party.
Oz.
The quiet.
Yeah, business in the
yeah.
front, party in the back.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, no, you are kind of a party in the back, actually.
that mullet back.
Appropriate.
I'm going to grow my
You be the
mullet
back of the
back.
house and we'll be the front. We'll
Yeah.
bring the people in.
That's great.
All right?
I know I'm
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 right
really
here for you.
excited. I'm excited for that.
I know it's going to be thrilling. I really
Well-
do think. I think for you and I, it's
And
going
now
to
we-
make it fun for me to like see it through new eyes, and also the prospecting stuff that I've gotten very like disciplined about of late. Like nothing like a rate hike to clarify your hopes and dreams, but I think you and I will have fun doing a lot of that stuff together.
Yes.
Absolutely.
great.
And
Absolutely.
I'll be fun back in
Making
house.
real estate fun. There's like a
Yes.
cranky guy who's a
Well, see,
realtor who
listen.
says making real estate fun, and he's not. I've met him. He's not fun.
He's
but,
not fun.
But we might make real estate fun.
We are.
think we
yeah.
have it.
And then
I think we have
you
it
can
in
be the
us.
creative. We'll say, okay, we want this.
Yes.
And then put
Please whip it
together.
up.
We
I'm
need the
in.
binder.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
thank you for coming on our show.
Thank
We love you.
Love
Yes.
You make us look
We
good.
want you to come
Yes.
back.
We left. We really did lead this with our best and brightest, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you guys are-
Absolutely.
You're the only friends
guys
we
are the
have.
best.
It's probably over
We
now.
try.
It's the best.
Really,
more-
we just sit on this blue couch.
We have a few
and
more
that's-
friends, and then our podcast is over.
No, that's not true. It's just
kidding.
going to keep on moving.
I'm kidding.
I
The
hope
slow
so.
burn.
All
We
right.
talked about slow
Yes.
burn.
We did.
Slow
Yes,
burn.
we did.
Seven subscribers. That's all I'm looking for. I think I'm up at 8.
You got 8. I think I have
Only
7.
7 fans.
We're neck and neck.
Yes.
I love
We're
it.
getting it.
I love you. I love you.
I love you.
More to come.
Yay.
Bye. Bye. I mean, hi.
Hi.